There's a work by Jean-Paul de Sartre. He's got one, I've No Exit. It's a short story, and it's often quoted and misunderstood as well because what Sartre is saying in it, in this brief story, it's very interesting. It's about three people who have died and they turn up, but hell isn't what they pictured. It's this: they go into this room, they're taken in by this guest, and there's this one man, Garsan, and there's these two women. And they go in, and there's no mirrors or nothing in this place. And I mean, it's a room, all it's got things, but there's no mirrors. And they have to then just be with each other, and then there's the dynamics of the relationship. And it's not a long story, by the way, but what Sartre ends with is hell is other people. And people sometimes misunderstand that. They think he's trying to say that like hating on people. That's not the purpose of what he's trying to say. He tries to argue that it's the glance that devours, because when they're in this place, they all have what they are lacking, and they're trying to make up for it in the other. But you see, I am validated through the other. What does that person think of me? So in this story, for example, he has Ghassan, who's the man who had been shot because he was a deserter. He hadn't kind of he had deserted from war. He was some kind of outspoken critic, and he gets shot. And his whole thing is he wants to be validated that was I a coward? And he asks one of the ladies, and she tells him that no, that you weren't a coward. In fact, you were very brave. And he's kind of and this gives him peace. But then the other lady says to him, Ines is the name of the other one. She says, well, she's just telling you that because she likes you. She's going to obviously tell you, but that's not what she believes. And then this guy is stuck because he's fighting this demon of he doesn't want to be what he fears he was, which is a coward. And he wants this validation, but he can't get it. And then even when he has an option to leave, he thinks, well, if I leave, what are these people? Well, what is Inez still thinking about me? And I won't even be there to know. So I need to be here to know what she is saying. And the whole short story is about the fact that we as social creatures, we can't escape this meta attention of others, being attentive of other people's attention and thereby validation of us. And we're kind of in a web. And this is why he's saying that hell doesn't have to, he was trying to say, well, hell doesn't have to be fire and brimstones. It is just other people, because you're trapped in this eternal web of which is, it's torturing and it's debilitating because you can't escape it and you can't get validation and you can't even see yourself. There's no mirror except through the glance of the other. So it kind of, in some ways, also characterizes this essence of being aware of what the power of the glance can do. It is an incredibly fascinating topic. And really, when we read the Quran, we see so many symbols of the glance and the eyes. And, inna la ta'mal absar, it is not the eyes that don't see, but the hearts. And la tudrikul absar, this is one of the most, that even though the glances cannot encapsulate, وَهُوَ يُدْرِكُ الْأَبْصَارِ Allah. But Allah encapsulates the glances and the vision. And we just have an awareness, or we hope to have an awareness, we have a knowledge or an information that Allah does that in the hope that we can raise ourselves to the awareness maqam. May Allah bless us all. Ameen. Let me move.